welcome tonight. Well, I'm only going to be on here for just a little while, and frankly, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. But I wanted to come on and catch up and say hello, give you guys the latest on my laptop saga, because you guys know it died. May it rest in peace. It won't do anything when I turned it on. Hey, Amber, how are you? Amber's a sight for sore eyes. It's Amber and John Homestead Project. So the latest on my saga is my computer is still dead. I went to start it up again today. I thought, well, I'll just bang around on it and bump it. Because at this point, you know, it's like, what have I got to lose, you know? Hey, Colb's Channel is here. Welcome, Colb's Channel. Come on in. Make yourself at home. You guys that are watching, don't forget to give me the big thumbs up to get me some likes going. I appreciate it. Yep, Amber's here and Colb's here, so welcome. So I did some banging around on my laptop thinking at this point, what have I got to lose? And it made no difference. So I jiggled all the little connections there. Amber, I may just give it a funeral, but I've still got to get my data off of it. So I did find out, though, today from talking to another student at school that sometimes the tech support team at school will help with laptops. So I'm going to take it by there later this week. I have classes again on Thursday, so I'm going to try to take it by there, and we'll see what they say. You know, if they can't fix it, maybe they can give me some idea for like diagnosing it or something. Anyway, they're free, and so it's not going to cost me anything to go talk to them, so we'll see. I do have another laptop that I use for school. It's a really small kind of notebook. It's a tablet/laptop, but it doesn't have the processing power that I need for video, and I can't get video off the other laptop, so I'm working on it. So you guys know who that goes. In the meantime, I went to Dollar Tree today. And I know, I usually don't do Dollar Tree hauls, but I'm going to show you what I got. Tech stuff. I got a stylus and earbuds with a microphone. So there you go, my big whopping Dollar Tree haul. I needed the stylus for the other laptop, and then of course, you always need earbuds. Come on, so that's that. So anyway, that's a brief update, catch up with me, but this is about you guys, so what's on your minds? Because I don't have a topic tonight, so we're just going to talk about whatever's on y'all's minds. So, oh, wait, I do have one more thing. I had promised somebody on my Facebook page that I would get some more jewelry up in my Etsy store this week, and that's not going to happen. So I'm probably going to take just like one big photo of some of the pieces that I've made and just post that on my Facebook page, and then just tell, hey, if you guys want something, just it'll be the price that's on the Facebook page, which is probably going to be like $5 for a bracelet plus shipping, and I don't know, 15 on the wire wrapped pieces here, the Tree of Life. So anyway, that's out of the way. So, Amber says, worst case scenario, John has a friend that can get the information off your hard drive. He is in Summerville, Georgia. You know, Amber, if tech support can't help me, and it's going to cost a freaking fortune to get the info off. So I may, if that's the case, I will call you for that. And we have in here, we've been joined by William Francis Malloy. I'm here about Theo, but I know computers to the extreme. Welcome for lots of reasons, William. Thing is, my computer went totally dead. I went to upload my video the other day, yesterday I guess it was, and it won't even turn on. So I suspect it's probably a broken wire or some kind of electrical issue. I just found out tech support at school may be able to take a look at it. I'm a college student again. Herforts is in the house. Hey, Steve, welcome. And Amber John Homestead says that John's friend doesn't charge much and he's fairly cheap. That would be great. That would be great. I'm hoping to avoid that because I really would like it done lickety-split if tech support can help. So, I don't know. But, William, I'm glad you're here. I've not met you yet. So, tell me what's on your mind about the FIO, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. Oh, you're saying it sounds like an easy fix. Okay. That will make my day. I hope so. You know, I was really kind of hoping it was just like a loose port, but the port's fine. It's just, it won't turn on at all to even like boot up at all. So it doesn't flash, it doesn't do anything. It just acts like the battery is completely dead and it won't come on. So in the meantime, I'm going to use my phone. So I'm going to tell y'all if I should miss a message or two, just to repost it on the phone, because since I don't have the cheat sheet on the side there, I might miss something and I really don't want to. So if I do, just make sure you repeat that. So, okay, William, you said you had so much to say, so dive right in. Amber, Herforts, you guys too. Don't forget, you guys, give me those thumbs up, because I think Google is watching that. William says, I'm here to learn from others. Okay. I don't know that any of the others are dealing with FIO, but you guys just go ahead, dive right in with whatever is on your mind, and we'll just hang out for a while. Steve, thanks for your support with my laptop. It's still dead. So, if I can't get it fixed by later this week or get the information pulled off, I'm going to try to maybe go by the Amazon showroom, aka Best Buy, little joke there, and see what they've got in stock. I went by Walmart today, and that's going to be worse than useless, it looks like. And Steve Herfort says, unfortunately, nothing that pertains to computer fix is an easy fix. They'll charge you an arm and a leg for screw changes. That may be. And if that's the case, my goal will be to get my videos off. I had a lot of videos backed up, but I just hadn't gotten around to it yet on the last vacation photos and videos that I have. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to be like out there on the beach now, because before, when I had this adrenal mass, I couldn't do it. And when I couldn't walk well, I couldn't do it. So now I can do it, and I don't have much video. So that's kind of a pain. But anyway, my fuss. Amber, thank you for the compliment on the jewelry. I enjoy it. Keeps me busy. Yeah. I made these little earrings too. I know that has nothing to do with life, but they're coffee cups. So anyway, such as that. But yeah, Steve, I get you on the computer. Everything seems pricey. And like, even looking at new computers and trying to decide which way to jump, several people have suggested that I look at a desktop computer. But I've got to buy the tower, I've got to buy the monitor, I've got to buy the cord, I've got to get the keyboard, and then the mouse. And I'm not sure at this stage in the game that getting a desktop system is going to really help me that much, if at all. So I don't know. And I don't know what processors are good anymore. So it's kind of at a disadvantage a little bit. Okay, my buddy is down here snoring again. So the weird noises that sound like snores, they are. Sorry about that. So let's see, something just popped up here. Amber saying, my friend is cheap. Okay, thank you, Amber. If I need to go that route, I am definitely going to contact you for that referral. Hopefully the school can help me out, because if the school is free, that kind of beats anything. My husband found a cord online, and I forgot what it was called. An SATB cord to a 123 connect. I have no idea. Anyway, something that's supposed to help me be able to pull the data from the computer. So, I don't know. Hey, Amber, how were you with those storms that came through the other night? I know, quick change of subject. Did they miss you? Now, Steve, do you guys get the major storms? I don't remember any when I went into Canada, just forest fires and some general rain. But that was in the summer, so I don't know if it's seasonal. Oh, Plum Bob has just joined us. Hey, Plum Bob. Thank you for coming in. Aw, enjoy your smiling face. Thank you, Plum Bob. That was so nice of you. Oh, Amber says, you were going to give me a piece of it at Golden Corral, but you forgot. It was, you're like very forgetful. I am forgetful. I'm sorry. Next time I come, I'll let you pick out whatever. It was cold when we left that day. And she says, John's friend Jimmy sells like new laptops at great prices. I will remember that because I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet. Now, it may be faster for me to get it here or to go to Amazon as opposed to going to Georgia, but nothing is off the table right now. Okay. I'll tell you, this feels strange doing a live stream from the phone. We didn't get anything from the storms that missed us. Good. The Burning One. Hey, welcome, the Burning One. I don't think I've gotten to meet you yet, but welcome. And Amber and John Holmes said we did get a lot of rain. Oops, let me back up. Okay, we didn't get anything from the storm. It missed us. Amber, I am glad. And William says, if you are in Washington, I will fix your computer for free. Oh, I wish I was back in Washington State, but I'm sort of on the other side of the country here. I'm in Tennessee. Plum Bob says, just had my first day as an apprentice motorcycle mechanic. I really enjoyed it. Awesome! And he said, I did some art earlier, is what the Burning One says. Plum Bob, that is great news. What kind of motorcycles are you hoping to work on? Are you going to specialize? Or are you going to work on all of them? Amber says we did get a lot of rain. I'm sorry, Amber. But at least the storm missed you. Steve at Herford says, I'm so sick of the way they charge for everything. My audio jack is loose. Whoa. And I told my friend Joe that I will pay no more than $20 for them to solder a wire, but Joe just raised his eyes. I went to my local computer outlet, and the guy recommended that I just don't use earbuds. That's not always possible. And William says, everything from government mainframe to a CNC, I fixed them all. Wow. That's pretty cool. I'd say you do know your way around a computer. Amber says, did you see the hail in Alabama? It was huge. No, I did. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. I should look up photos of that later on. I'm a little behind on my photo looking up. And Plum Bob says, any and everyone. I'm doing weird with my phone here, folks. Sorry. This is going to take some getting used to. Any and all, Gayle. That's pretty cool. To have that kind of knowledge that you can tap into is pretty amazing. That's a commodity. Because I gotta tell you, I've been online since 1995, and the changes have been incredible, and just the idea of keeping up with any of the changes like that, oh my God, I can't even imagine. Amber says, that's all I have to go live is on my phone. I had to learn how to adapt to it. It's very different. You know, so I've done streams on my phone before, but I've been able to have the laptop open to keep up more with the conversation. It's been months since I guess I did it just only on my phone. If I'm in the car. But if I'm in the car, I'm not always able to, you know, scroll through anyway. So, it's different. But I'm not going to complain because I do have the phone, so I can still talk to you guys. So that's awesome. Whoops. There it goes again. And more snores. Sorry, guys. Hey, buddy. Hi. Wake him up just a little bit there. So, William, you said you were here for Theo. Is there any questions that I can kind of answer? Mine wound up not being a Theo, but my body has responded as though it was, if that makes any sense. With the blood pressure and the sugar and all the hormones coming back down to normal. Amber says, oh, we have a laptop, but it's too old to go live. It locks up. Ow. At least you've got a laptop, though, so you can keep up with, you know, your household bills and stuff like that. So it's not all bad, right? And by the way, people, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. I appreciate that. You know, William, they really haven't put a name on it. The only thing they said was that it was not a Theo, but as far as like a name, just an adenoma. So I don't really know, but you know, like I said, my body has responded as though it was a Theo. So that's what to me is like really, really weird. And I think it's kind of like messed with some other people's minds also. Because before, like, I just went to the beach a couple of weeks ago and I was able to be out and about. And before I had the surgery to have the mass removed, what would happen is I would go out and I would get shaky and I would overheat and my blood pressure would skyrocket. And so I couldn't do much outdoors and I couldn't do as much inside because of getting overheated really easy. And my blood sugar was up, my blood pressure was through the roof, all of those things. And so since having the Theo out, what happened was I lost 40 pounds like almost immediately. My blood pressure went from like 160 over whatever on 5 medications to now I'm on 2 medications. Both of those dosages have been cut in half. I may wind up coming off of one of the medications. And the other day, my blood pressure was 110 over 68. And that's at the Walmart thing. So, it's been really strange the way that my body has reacted. And the doctor has said that, quote, there must have been something, but it came back that it was not a pheochromocytoma. So, go figure. But all the labs, everything's back to the normal range. So, And Amber says, when your health goes out of whack, it gets scary. Yes, it does. And William says, UW is researching me. I'm 60, but can look like I'm 35. There you go. BB can go over 300 and then drop to 50. I didn't have too many of the drop to 50s, and I didn't have one in the 300 range, but I had like 180 over like 128, almost 130 was the highest that I had. And that was, like I said, on all those blood pressure medications. And so now I'm down to 2, and those dosages have been cut in half. So, and the blood pressure's good. I mean, now. Did you have yours removed, or have you still got it? I take 7 meds to breathe. Ouch. Still got it. Okay. The doctors all recommended for me to have it out, and it's a long story, but I put them off. I was like, the doctor at first was like, okay, you know, this is probably nothing. We're going to watch it. I'm going to send you to a surgeon for a referral just in case. So in my mind, first thing is, this is just another thing for them to make a few bucks off. And, you know, I had a long list of issues, from asthma to diabetes to the blood pressure to some pains that were in my back. That's really how it got diagnosed. I had a pain, and I thought it was probably a kidney stone that just wouldn't fully go ahead and pass. Turned out the adenoma, which the doctor said that those don't hurt, that there's never any pain. But it's really funny. Since having that out, my back has not hurt since. Go figure. So, but yeah, I put it off for a couple of years, and I wish I hadn't, because in retrospect, it was causing a lot more problems than anybody ever thought. So when they came back, and the surgeon came back, and he's like, oh, well, this may be a pheochromocytoma. We need to like operate now. Let me get the book out. And he was like, cut, operate now. And we've got to find the anesthesiologist. There's one in Knoxville that would do the surgery, and he wanted to do this test and that test, and we needed to get moving on it immediately. And I was like, back the bus up. The GP said that you were just kind of a check the box thing. So I'm not really interested in going much farther with this unless we know for sure it's a big deal. Well, it turned out to be a big deal. And Amber says, my husband's blood pressure stays high sometimes. With the pheochromocytoma, it like goes high, and it just kind of keeps on going. Drop dead several times. I get hit icy cold, then see in slow motion. Not cool. That would scare me to death. Mel is here. Hey, Mel. Welcome. It is good to see you. Mel says, I have I have high blood pressure sometimes too. And I guess on my long list of things, I now need to add, I can't talk worth crap. Sorry, folks. High blood pressure can be rough because it can be kind of scary and sneak up on you. Hey, Gayle. Hey, Mel. Sorry about that. Plum Bob says, I'm so glad you're much better. Gayle, I feel like I'm in the dark. What exactly is a pheo? Ooh, sorry, Plum Bob. Pheo is short for pheochromocytoma. It is a adrenal mass. It's a tumor. Sits on your adrenal gland, which is right above your kidney. I had that, tons of problems with it, and had it out. And William was in here with some questions about it, so I was trying to answer his questions too. Heart attacks that unhappen as my blood and water separate. That's weird. I hope they have some good answers for that. Mel says it's all good. Thank you. William says they say pheocarcinoid. Have you contacted them at the NIH or had anybody contact them on your behalf at the NIH to look at you? Because I went and it got a little insane with my service dog and the way they treated us, but it was nice from a diagnostic standpoint. And they let me stay out there for 10 days. They gave me a place to stay. You know, we had to do transportation and food, but all of the medical testing, all of the care, that was covered under a study that they're doing at the NIH, so I didn't have to pay for it. So while I was in Bethesda, Maryland, which is right outside of DC, I was there for 10 days. I saved thousands. And hopefully they got some information which will also help somebody else. That's the nice thing about a study like that. And a couple of you guys that just came in, if you haven't given me likes yet, please do. It's very helpful. A couple of you guys have channels, so I know you know how important that is. Mel, how's the weather in your neck of the woods? Mel, always hit that like button. Thank you, Mel. I love you. Mel, you're a good guy. Big thumbs up from me. Yay! Thank you, Plum Bob. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it a lot. And somebody just came in and John Amber Solar Powered Homestead. Welcome to you. So I got husband and wife and lots of great friends. You guys are awesome. And the dog. Not going to forget the dog. Mel says it's decent weather, still a little cold though. Amber and John says, yesterday my husband's blood pressure was 173/99. Get thyself to thy doctor. I'm glad you're having decent weather, Mel. John says, how's John doing? He's good. Pulling out his hair over my computer, what's left, but good otherwise. Mel says, I am decent, Gayle. I'm far from good. Beer Belly Traveler is here. Hey, Lane. Yes, you made the stream. Plum Bob, we had a bit of snow today, but generally on a warming trend. That's cool. Where are you, Plum Bob? Can I ask what portion of the country you're in? I know William said he was in Washington. John and Amber in Georgia. I got Tennessee covered. Beer Belly Traveler says, hi, Gayle. I've missed you. Missed you too, but you've been busy. And we've been busy, and we've not been connecting. But that's okay, because we're connecting now. And Beer Belly Traveler says, you know where I am? Plum Bob says, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Oh my gosh, I love Edmonton. I go through there coming to and from Alaska. And so, not this summer, but next summer, I'll be going back through there. The worst, I can't say the worst, but one of the worst driving storm experiences I have ever had in my life, as far as just pure rainfall goes, was in Edmonton, Canada. We were on that highway there, and it was raining so hard we couldn't see straight. I heard later it was like a record rainfall. It was intense. And Beer Belly Traveler says, spring photo shoot session, launching a new website, designing BBT merch. YouTube stuff, family stuff, LOL, tons. The grind is on. I hear you, lady. I hear you. Plum Bob, used to live in Whitehorse, Yukon. Brr. I like Whitehorse too. There are some really super, super people in Canada. Oh my gosh. I will say though that one of the very, very few times that I came across somebody that was rude was in Edmonton. But everybody else has been like so super. Very, very, very few times, I'll add. But, yeah. Gas station attendant. Go figure. And people are saying hello to each other, which is great. I like the old church there in Whitehorse. The one where it's got the story of the pastor who ate his shoes. I always felt like terrible for him about that, to just be in that kind of a desperate situation. But every time I go there and I'm standing there and I'm looking at that sign and I'm looking at the building and the little garden and stuff there, I think, you know, how good we've got it that we're not in a situation where we have to eat our shoes to survive, you know? So for me, it's really a humbling experience. It's pretty neat. But Edmonton's great too. And of course, George is good. And Amber and John Homestead Project joined your community to find out. LOL, decided that would tell me how the project is going. Good for you. It's at a standstill for now, but hopefully this spring we can get things going again, Beer Belly. Elaine, they've got a really neat cellar setup. Everything that I've seen has been great. And they have been wonderful to help us with advice and suggestions and products and encouragement. We're just doing our van, but they have got a wealth of knowledge. So if you guys are thinking about solar for anything, they are the go-to people to talk to. I really think, honestly, Amber, I really think that you guys should consider teaching some of this, you know, spread that knowledge, give some lessons. I think that would be great. So think about that. Beer Belly Traveler says, we've started RV shopping. An old van would be cool though. You're going to have more space in an RV. The van's nice, but they've all got their positives and negatives. But you know, the one thing that I've learned from this whole experience is to watch your insulation that you have in your vehicle, because we went through, of course, in the van, we added the insulation, but we knew we would because we were buying a panel van, so we knew there wasn't anything in it. But someone gave us a trailer, and he's been having to do some work to it, and there was like almost no insulation in it. So then we started talking to people and watching videos, and the amount of insulation in some of the trailers and RVs is pitiful. So check that. And somebody, hey, AKA Our Life just came in. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, and Rusty Faye, I'm getting super excited now, you guys. I'm stoked. And don't forget, click that like button. I'm remembering because I have a Post-it note right here to remind me. And Beer Belly says, we live in the woods, so alternative energy is something we will invest in. For now, the first step in growing our garden. That's neat. And people are saying hi to Rusty and hi to each other, which is cool. Beer Belly Traveler says, yes, as van life, obsessed and off the grid being such an attractive idea, I've done research. Do you cover your windows up to hold the heat? Yes, I do. I just did a little video a few days ago on the van about being safe in the van, because I've gotten several people that have asked me about the van, because there was the story about a family in Canada who actually died in their van. They apparently, the thinking is that they have too much carbon monoxide. So I did a video about how we stay safe in the van, and I actually show the window cover in it, because one of the things I was very intentional to do is to cover the inside portion of the window itself and not get like around the door, because that lets some air in, among other things. So yes, I cover the window, but I made the cover special. AKR Live, I think this is like one of the first live streams that you've hit of mine, and I am like so thrilled. And Beer Belly Traveler says, I saw that video, safety is a must. Yeah, I agree. Kirkland Meadows says, hello everyone. And Beer Belly Traveler says, I thought it was California. It is. That's where the family died, which is super sad. Of course, I think that it's coming out that they were probably homeless, which puts them in a situation where they can't prepare ahead of time and plan. Is it a magnetic connection or Velcro for your cover? I use magnets because I used Velcro, which people have warned against, but I had a crappy time with magnets, I will just tell you. The Velcro has worked much, much better. It's been up there for about 2 years now. I've not had any problems with it. You do sometimes have to be careful. I mean, if it's super hot outside, yeah, it does kind of weaken the glue a little bit. So you can't just reach up and just rip that cover down. You have to be kind of careful with it. But I've been real pleased with it. But I will also tell you that there's a couple of different kinds of Velcro out there. So invest, it's only a couple of bucks more, literally, but use the commercial Velcro if you can find it. It makes such a difference. I use the other Velcro first, but the commercial is definitely the way to go. The glue is a lot heavier on it. Don't try to use, one thing you don't want to do is when you do the coverings, whatever covering you make, don't use the Velcro that you sew on and then think you're just going to glue that to the van, because E6000 and what else was it, Gorilla Glue, won't hold. The changes of temperature in going from cold to hot and all those fluctuations in between, it releases the glue faster. So, but since going with the commercial Velcro and that super heavy duty glue, no problems. I should have done that to begin with. But I actually have mine on the glass itself too, and not on the metal, because it held. I did a couple of different types before getting this configuration, and this, with putting it on the glass, has really been what for us has worked the best. And AKA Our Life is saying, thanks, glad we could make it, was excited to see that you were live. I'm actually excited to be live, because I'm having some computer challenges and stuff, so I wasn't for sure how my phone was actually going to do, but it's doing fine. But I'm only, of course, going to be able to live stream while my phone battery is good. So when I have to go, it'll be within a minute or two abrupt. So, not within a minute or two, but I'll only get a minute or two warning. So. Plum Bob said, a lot of people are using heaters with no exhaust to the outside, a sure way to make yourself sick. I agree. And in the van, I've got a carbon monoxide detector in addition to the ceiling fan, in addition to not sealing around the doors. Plus still, sometimes I'll leave the window open a crack. But with a ceiling fan, I don't I don't open the front windows like I used to. John Amber Solar Powered Homestead says, we have a truck, we're trying to fix that. And some people have subs. Beer Belly Traveler says, we plan to get a vintage RV and customize it and restore it for road tripping. Sick of putting miles on our Jeep even though the MPG is so great. That makes sense. Plus, you know, you have your food available when you're ready for it. You can pull over when you get tired. You can find a Walmart or a truck stop. You know, lots of advantages there. You need to get a juice cube for the phone. I know, right? Something. When I have it plugged in, it helps, but it still overrides the electrical stuff, so that's the way it goes sometimes. Exactly, money saver for sure in the long run. I agree, but it's not even just the money, because you get crappy gas mileage, so you got to think, okay, which is better, a cheap hotel or the gas mileage? But I think you do wind up saving overall, but the convenience saver, those little hidden costs, like going to the grocery store and buying snacks instead of hitting the convenience store. You know, you can hit a grocery store every few days, whereas I know with us, if we don't do that, then we're like nickeling and diming every time we get gas to get a drink here and a drink there and stuff like that. But, so, it saves lots of ways. Amber says she has a homemade tripod. It's a selfie stick, wire tied to a little guitar stand, LOL. Hey, you know, it's what works. Life is all about what works. What do you think, Kirkland Meadows? And AKAs. AKAs still in the house? Beer Belly Travelers, you'll enjoy AKA Our Lives. You'll enjoy their channel too. When is your next going to be? Thursday. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for live streams. And I try to put up a video on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I may back off on the live streams just a little bit later on in the spring. But for right now, we're going. So, thank you for still being here. And Kirkland says that's funny. Okay, yep. But it's not about what kind of tripod it is. It's just about that it works. So, remember that, Amber. That's all that matters. I'm playing with my new stylus that I got. I better quit. So, but yeah, I have really enjoyed our van camper and Aline with Beer Belly Travelers. When you get your RV, I think you're going to enjoy it too. You know, you have to make sure that you're going to get along well with whoever's in it, because it's a small space, and if everybody in that small space isn't happy, then that small space shrinks. But that's kind of the way life goes. But the convenience, the being able to go, like, let's say you're home for a few days, you're home for a while, and you have the opportunity to go out of town for a few days. You know, maybe it's not any place big. Maybe it's a super cheap campground or a free campground that's just an hour away. It's a change of pace. It's a scenery. And with having a van or an RV, you can take off and go super cheap. And I think that factor just helps make life better. My personal thought. But do solar. Solar is a big thing. Plum Bob, Gayle, I enjoyed the very positive visit with you tonight. I must go and have some supper. Thanks always. Good night, y'all. Be well, and I will talk to you in the future. Plum Bob, thank you for coming in. I look forward to talking to you again, too. Because I love you guys. Y'all are freaking awesome. And AKA says, cooking breakfast for the office tomorrow while I watch your live stream. Wow. Oh, to be at your office tomorrow. And then Beer Belly Traveler says, LOL, Dana is my hubby, but truly my best friend. No worries. We road trip in the Jeep, so I'm not concerned. You got it, girl. Good point, though. And Plum Bob is saying goodnight to John and Amber. Bringing the kids could get hectic. Yes, it can. But I tell you, of course, my younger daughter was an adult, but the first time I drove to Alaska, she went with me, and that was like the best trip because she was just at the space in her life when she was getting ready to go into graduate school and had just finished her bachelor's degree. And so we got to take this trip together, and I got to see her change as a person. It was like with every mile I was getting a new daughter. The whole trip was just the neatest experience. So, you know, kids are great. Kirkland Meadows says, I travel a lot and I'm a single mom, so I'm thinking about an RV or just a large van. I really like our van, but some people like, if you've got family or kids, for example, the inside space of an RV being bigger really helps. Of course, if you get the van yourself, you can configure it in lots of different ways, and that configuration may change based on what you need. And sometimes right at first, you don't know for sure what you need, and you wind up changing things, which is fine. It's your van. But I really like ours. Not having the bathroom and not having the shower is probably like the worst things about it. But they make the portable toilets that you can get if you want to have something for an emergency. But we found that Walmart, truck stops, rest areas, McDonald's, you know, those are all places with restrooms, of course. And we've been able to configure a shower thing inside the van where we just basically line a particular area with plastic. But, you know, we really like it a lot. But yeah, kids can get hectic and space can be challenging. This last time when I went to Alaska, in the van, what we had to do, we were taking mission team stuff. So we had a lot of the van just packed. And my husband actually made this very large cabinet. So we have the large cabinet, and then we had this bed on the end. But I had a young woman who was going to ride with me. So that we had to have this space for this second person. And I have an 80-pound husky. So we had him in the van. So we have my friend, myself, and the dog who is as big as a child. And I swear, I don't know what it is with pets, but when he goes to sleep at night, he has to have like the whole bed, and I'm just lucky he shares it with me. But we were able to configure things to where she had a bed in the floor. The dog had a bed in the floor next to where I was, and then I had the sleeping platform, which it took us a few nights to get that configuration worked out because honestly, at first, I felt bad for her being in the floor, so she took the sleeping platform, but it wasn't really as comfortable for her as the floor, but we both survived, and the dog did too. So, neat experiences. AKA Our Life is asking when I'm planning to go on my next trip. That would be in, Well, April's only going to be an overnight thing. In May, we're going to head back out to New Mexico. And then as far as, there's a couple of smaller trips coming after that. I've got like North Carolina in June and so forth, and a trip later this summer. But in 19, I'm going back to Alaska. So that's really the next like super big trip. And that's a mission trip again. So. And Amber and John Homestead said, when I was homeless as a child in Florida, we had to use the beach showers to get our showers. We would go late at night when no one was around. I remember it. And yeah, some people do that. Also, some people who are in the van will get a nationwide gym membership, and apparently some gyms reciprocate. So a lot of people will do that and shower that way. There's also state parks, national parks. We were coming back from Canada somewhere, and we ran across a city park that had showers. Campgrounds, truck stops. Did I ever say truck stops? But truck stops, campgrounds, gyms, all of those have showers. And at campgrounds and stuff, even though you may not be staying there as a campground customer, if you ask them, they'll oftentimes, or we've seen them anyway, oftentimes just make a price on just a shower. And around, I think it's usually been around $5 for just a shower. So it's just cheaper than what you can get at a truck stop. But I will say this about truck stops is I have not had a bad experience yet at a truck stop. They have somebody that goes in right after every shower, and it's clean. It's just like a motel, except the bathroom's bigger. And towels, especially the pilot truck stops, you know, they have towels and everything, but super clean. I was shocked. So, says, sound like you have some great things planned. I hope so. AKA Our Life, the trip to Alaska next summer in 19, that's going to be a mission trip, so I always get really stoked for those. We're going to be chopping wood. So, this church does a wood ministry, and people come in, teams come in over the summer to cut and stack whatever we can. They apparently have a covered pavilion where they store this. And then when people need it in the winter that are, you know, disabled or low income, then they can have wood. So it's potentially life-saving, and I feel good about that. I just hope that nobody chops their arm off. And it says, me and my husband can only afford one trip this summer. We're going to my Aunt Joanne's. I really hope you have a good time. It's not that it's multiple trips. It's just that you have a good time with whatever you can do. You know, we're going to go out to see my daughter. It just works out that my son-in-law is graduating with his master's degree. And honestly, Amber, if we didn't have the van, it would not be possible. It's been a game changer for us. It really has. So we can go and we can sleep in the van, so we don't have hotel costs. We'll have to clean up and get a shower, of course, but that's a lot cheaper than a hotel. And of course, once we get out to my daughter's, we'll stay with her for free. She's tied in with something called Hip Camp, and that's where people can go with their RVs or tents, and they just camp. And it's really, really cheap, so we're looking into it, and she's tied in with that. So, and then, you know, national parks, we have the Access Pass, so that gives us a 50% discount on camping there. And so, without all of that going together, we couldn't travel either. So, and Amber says she's going for the 4th of July. That's always a fun time to go get with family and friends with all the fireworks and stuff. And Beer Belly Travelers is back. Elaine says, sorry I vanished, LOL, trying to finish dinner late tonight for us. Dana doesn't get off work until 1 a.m. Holy cow. I hope he's safe driving back home at 1 a.m. And AKA says it's less about the location and more about the memories you create with your loved ones. Absolutely. I would agree with that in a heartbeat. Because if you can't make memories with your loved ones, there's just no point going. I mean, you may as well stay at home and stare at the walls. And that's good memories, hopefully. Yes, luckily he's only 30 minutes away. Only danger is the deer. Hey, those suicidal deers that jump up in front of you they gotta go. J. Kurt Vivo is here again. Hi, J. Kurt. Welcome. We're glad to see you. But yeah, here in East Tennessee, we're allowed to, this is going to sound gross, but we're allowed to collect roadkill, and it's because of deer. Deer are intense up here. Agreed. Yeah. Do you guys get to do that too? As far as the roadkill? And I'm not talking about stuff you scoop off the side of the road, but like specifically if you hit a deer or somebody's cow or whatever. Which cows don't happen often, but they do happen sometimes. And Amber's saying, hi, J. Kurt. Collect for cleanup, you mean? Collect for the butcher to take it with you. Up in Alaska, they have this thing where you can collect the moose if you hit it. And if you don't collect it, and there's a nonprofit agency that wants that moose to harvest the meat, then they can come and get it. And John says, my aunt from Michigan, she goes to Alabama for mission trips. She stops by to see us. That's cool. So she has this double good experience of not just going on the mission trip, but stopping to see you guys. So that's double awesome there. And AKA says, don't think so in Kansas. And Amber and John says, if the deer is hitting the right stop, you can take it home right away and use that meat for dinner. Yeah, that's the kind of thing they're talking about. Same thing with cows. Like I know somebody who hit a cow and they had beef forever for like the rest of that year. Easy. Because they didn't lose too much of the meat. And it was funny too because the cow that was in the road matched the cows that were in the field, but the owner of the cows in the field had never seen that cow that he hit before. Just materialized out of thin air. So by state law, he got to put it up on a truck and take it to the butcher. And Beer Belly Traveler says, not that I'm aware of, not common at least. It's not illegal in Michigan, though. Where is she from in Michigan? John, I think that was a question from you about where your aunt's from in Michigan. And Beer Belly Traveler says, not a lot of cows hit here. All the farms are fenced. Roadkill is mainly deer, squirrel, raccoon, possum, etc. The cows are fenced here, or supposed to be, but a lot of times you'll have like that one random cow that kind of like starts the ball in motion. You know, my husband swears that a 1,500-pound cow can go through a 6-inch hole in the fence. Obviously, that's a slight exaggeration. John says, Bear, she is from Otter Lake, Michigan, not far from Flint, Michigan. And Beer Belly Traveler says, Amber and John Homestead Project, very cool. I'm familiar with that area. Neat. Neat. And I haven't gotten to Michigan yet, but it's on my list. But I've been to Georgia, and I have been to Kansas. I've actually been to Wichita in Kansas. We drove through and we stopped there one night. Gayle, what are your favorite movies? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that came out of left field. Yes. If Really Traveler says no topic means a random question from Elaine. Yes, I've been through Florida too. Great state. I guess, oh my gosh, as far as movies, it would have to be all of the Star Wars. Like all the Star Wars. I like the Star Trek movies too. I also liked the Hunger Games. But I also like, I guess my all-time favorite is probably Steel Magnolias. I also like October Sky. The Blind Side. Oh my gosh. I think I like too many movies. Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that at all. So you like fantasy and sci-fi. I do. But I also like movies, you know, like The Godfather, The West Side Story, October Sky. It is hard to pick a favorite. You know, October Sky, part of the reason that I like that is because it's got this killer message. And I actually use that with my youth groups. I've done that at a couple of different churches where we would watch part of the movie and talk about it and watch it and talk about it. Because there's so much about, like, you know, what are the things in your life that you need to overcome, because teenagers are all sides. And here is this guy whose father does not want him to follow his passion and his dream about creating this rocket. But yet, if he hadn't, would we have the space shuttle? I mean, and he's from like Nowhereville, Virginia. I love this movie. So if you guys haven't seen October Sky, I've like totally spoiled it for you, and I am sorry. But like when we went to Florida and we were at Canaveral and saw this awesome, wonderful coastline, and we saw this awesome space center, you know, I really thought a lot about that movie when we were there because of the awesomeness that this guy lived through, the unbelievable of this little tiny place, and yet he was able to achieve this really great, wonderful, marvelous career, and you would never expect it. So seeing that was really pretty cool for me. So anyway, easy to list a million things. I'm like that too. I'm glad you're like that. That makes me feel better. It says, I like indie psychological thrillers the most, but I like so many beyond those categories. Yeah. Oh, Amber. I didn't realize that Florida banned people from living off the grid. To me, we would be living illegally right now. Florida is power hungry and too controlling. Florida is good for vacationing. Okay. Oh, Kirkland Meadows tossed out a few good men. That'll work. But Amber, I don't know about Florida being only good for vacationing. Surely, surely, surely there's a spot that would let somebody live off-grid. Surely there's a city. Because you would think with all the hurricanes that they have coming through that they would allow people to permanently set up off-grid to take some of the drain off of the electrical system in times of natural disaster, if nothing else. That one factor would push them over. Kirkland, I'm actually trying to think when the last time is that I saw A Few Good Men. And I can't remember it. I may have to drag A Few Good Men out and watch it again. Because I have not seen that in a while. So, Elaine, what was yours? What would you say your favorite is now that you've tossed that out? I know you said in general terms indie and psych thrillers, but give me some specifics. Inquiring minds and nosy people want to know. Amber says, Florida will not let you live off-grid. They jail people for being off the grid. 100% of Florida is illegal, I know. Wow. That, I never would have expected that. But then you never know. And it's probably one of those things that if you don't need to know, then you don't think about checking into it. And everybody, my little reminder here, don't forget, give me a big thumbs up. Those big likes, they help. But it's terrible for any place not to let you live off grid. I don't understand that. It's got to be just money. That's got to be what it comes down to. Google Robin Scronis. I will check into that later. I guess I'm really lucky to live out in like Nowhereville like we do, because I don't think there's anything against being off grid. Because there's a house like right down the street from us that is, they're not completely off grid, but they are partially. Like they've got this huge setup that they're adding to and whatnot. I just think you ought to be able to. Valerie, hi. Valerie says, hi, Gayle. I'm listening to you, but I'm knitting, so it's hard to chat. Valerie, like her church does so many mission work things. Back at Thanksgiving, we did a Create Not Hate live stream special where we tried to raise money for charity, and it went to her church because of all the missions work that her church does. So I was really glad to get to do that. And AKA Our Life, Abby says, I've got to go do some editing before it gets too late. Everyone have a great evening. Abby, thank you for coming in. I'm so tickled that you were here. Thank you. And I look forward to catching you next time, either on my channel or yours. So thank you. Y'all, she does some cute stuff on her channel. Just saying. And Amber says, a YouTuber in Florida claimed he left Florida because they threatened him, told him to get rid of his solar system, so he moved to Tennessee. Wow. AKA says, see you soon. Kirkland says, bye, AKA. Yeah. Yeah, they've got a really cute channel, and she's created this awesome jingle. And I want to tell you what it is. I want you to go over and see their channel. It's cute, the things that they do. Except, I got to tell you, I felt so bad for her husband one day because he was cooking, I think, for his office, and he was filming, and so he dropped their new camera right in this pot of soup. So, bye-bye, camera. I felt so bad for them. Like 12. Thank you, Kirkland. I appreciate that. With all the things that Google is doing with the algorithms, those likes and the more interaction that you can get, the more it helps. So I deeply appreciate that. Amber says, Florida is an evil state. I don't know completely about it being evil. I think a lot of states are getting just plumb greedy these days. And Valerie says, like. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate you. Hey, Valerie, what are you knitting? I have to be nosy. She does some neat work. Like her videos, when she shows these items, you will notice that all of her stitches are nice and neat and even. The work's really nice. A baby blanket. Well, congratulations to whoever's going to get the baby blanket. Oh, wow. Number 4 grandbaby is on the way. So it's not just a baby blanket, it's a special baby blanket. Congratulations on number 4. That's so exciting. I'm going to be a grandmother to chickens, ducks, geese, bunny rabbits, and any other critters that are on my daughter's farm. I don't think I'm going to actually get grandkids. But I guess that's okay. She's happy. And Amber says, Reese, wish you could make me a pad pouch. I bet she can make just about anything. Just saying. That's what my boss said, and then her daughter surprised her with twins. No. Oh, wow. We have jokingly told my younger daughter that it's going to take twins to get her back for everything that she put me through. But that was a joke. So, but that is kind of awesome, though, in a way, to have twins. It's got to be kind of scary, too, because you think, oh, 2 sets of diapers, 2 sets of car seats. Later on, 2 sets of braces and 2 sets of college tuition. But, yeah, I don't know if you guys heard him or not, but my husband just interjected in the background that all of this stuff for twins should be buy one, get one free. Or maybe at least buy one half off. How about that? And Valerie says they're 5 months old now. Aww. 5 months is so cute because they're starting to find their toes. And Amber says, I don't like, what's loose in my purse, LOL. And Amber says, LOL, John, that was funny. Yep. I think so. And he thinks so, but of course he's going to think so. He always thinks he's funny. I know you heard that. That's okay. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to ask my crystal ball. Okay, Google, do you have a crystal ball?
Okay, let me find an appropriately weird tablecloth.
Here comes the crystal ball. Can you guys hear that?
Closer. Closer. Okay, stop. Quiet your mind and focus.
Focus,
The crystal ball shall reveal the truth. Now ask a yes or no question.
Is my husband into anything I need to worry about in the kitchen?
The all-knowing crystal ball says... Sure thing.
Sure thing. Okay.
I bought this thing from a pretty shady website. I'm not sure if it's accurate. You dare ask the crystal ball another question?
No, Google. No.
Come back soon to hear what the future holds for you.
Okay. Can you guys hear that? We got one of the Google Home Minis, and one of the things that it does is the crystal ball. It's just kind of fun to play around with sometimes. It's also good for serious stuff, like, can you find my phone? And it can start ringing your phone. But it is a little scary because it can start ringing your phone even if your phone is on silent. Somehow or other, it can override that and call your cell phone and change that setting so that you can hear your phone. So it's great when you lose your phone, but it's a little creepy too. Yay. John's niece asked one to make a fart noise. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Okay, Google.
And Valerie says, I'm heading off to bed. I have to work tomorrow.
I don't understand.
It was fun hanging out with you for a bit. Valerie, thank you for coming out. I appreciate you listening to us while you do your knitting. I think that's an awesome project. I hope you do a little video on it so we can see it. And keep us updated on how things go with the grandbaby. That's so exciting.
Okay, Google, make a fart noise.
Sorry, I don't understand.
My husband, John, is now trying to get the Google Home to do a fart.
Okay, Google, can you fart?
And Valerie says, I will. It's a surprise. Okay.
Definitely not someone else in the room.
And Kirkland says, I misplace my phone all the time. And Valerie says, you may have to wait till July to see it. Okay, Valerie, I get it. Just keep us updated now and then. It's exciting. And Kirkland, I totally hear you about the phone. Why is it that it's something that we have all the time, just like almost glued to our hands, and we can lose it so easy? Where's the fairness in that? And Valerie says, I will. Have a great night. Valerie, you do too. You have a great night too, Valerie. I appreciate you coming out. But yeah, it's just unfair that we lose our phones. But I will say that the Google Home Mini has been great for that. Great for reading recipes. If I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking, it'll tell me each step. I love the fact that I can holler at it and tell it to call my husband, and it will, and I can just like holler at Google Mini and we can have that yelled conversation across the space. It's neat. And Amber says, I see that pop up now saying, I'm a bad influence on John, LOL. It's not.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard him say that, but it's not that you're a bad influence. It just that it's the small suggestions that add up. But Amber, honestly, I'll tell you the truth, just between you and me and a few hundred internet buddies, he would get in trouble on his own anyway. Shh, little secret there. He'd find something.
Okay, Google, can you burp?
But I get so...
No comment.
I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but it's getting... I don't know. I guess it's still PG. Little boy's bathroom humor. See what I put up with around here? I have him. I have the dog snoring. So... Which funny story about the dog?
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Okay, Google, are my husband and I about to get divorced over this?
My apologies. I don't understand.
Amber says, I love you guys, LMAO. I'm glad, Amber. I'm glad. But I will tell you all something funny about the dog in class. He became this sensation in my sociology classroom. Get this. We're all sitting there. We're all writing on this little essay thing that we were all doing. And he's a service dog. So let me back up and say that. He's a service dog. So he's in class next to me. And we're all like scribbling away. And all of a sudden we hear snore. And I'm like, oh no. Snore. Great. And it's like everybody put their pencils down and they looked right at us. And the snore is continuing. And I'm like, okay, doggy, wake up just a little bit, dog. Just a little bit. So, yeah, the funny things you get into with service dogs. So if his snoring is coming through on the camera, I apologize. But what you gonna do? And Amber says, I'm in tears laughing. I guess Amber's gonna cry. On what you gonna do? Amber's gonna cry. I can't hand you any Kleenex, Amber. It won't go through the computer, the phone. So, Kirkland, you mentioned that you were in Florida. I just have to ask, are you like in North Florida, Central Florida, South Florida? I'm just curious. If it's too nosy, you don't have to answer. I think it's funny that she's in tears laughing. Miami. I have not been to Miami yet. Oh my gosh. A friend of mine loves Miami. She goes down there for one of the doctors or doctor groups that's down there for eyes. She loves it, and I have not been yet, and I have been jealous of her for a while now. I would love to go down there. I hear that the culture of Miami is just fabulous, and there are like these little coffee shops all over, and I'm not a really big coffee person, but the person told me that I should go anyway just because they're just like this Miami experience. Is the person that told me this accurate? She also told me not to buy anything at the mall because it was too expensive. I don't know what my husband's looking for. I don't know if he knows.
The meaning of life.
Okay. Let's see. And Amber says, John asked, do you know of anyone who has huskies? I don't offhand. There is a husky breeder in Knoxville. I can probably get their name. Are you wanting a purebred husky? Because let me tell you, huskies are a challenge to raise. They are like the cats of the dog world. I say that all the time, and I've heard that before, so it didn't quite originate with me. You can blame trigger warning on me, but you can't blame that on me. But the huskies know that you exist to serve them. And Amber says, 4 peeps, only 2 chatting, we have some lurkers. That's okay. Sometimes I guess it takes a few minutes to get comfortable with us before you dive into the conversation. But we would like to encourage anybody that's here, that's listening, to just go ahead and just dive into the conversation and say hello. We welcome you. And Amber says, John doesn't have to have a purebred husky. I would just thank my lucky stars all day over my dog because he's partial. He's not a full husky, and he's part golden retriever. And the thing about golden retrievers is that they're very, very smart, but they also have this drive to please, to make you happy. So we have kind of the aloof nature of the husky combined with the still wanting to please and wanting to just be a big cuddle puppy. And he listens better and stuff. And as stubborn as he's been sometimes as a mix, I can't even begin to imagine what it would have been like if we'd had a purebred. If you're used to being around dogs, which I think you said you were one time, then Huskies are great dogs. Just know, little bit of a firm hand. Gentle but firm. Lots of positive reinforcement. That's been like Tomlin's big thing, is lots of positive reinforcement. And Kirkland Meadows says, yes, Miami has the richest and the poorest people. It sounds exciting though. Although I do get frustrated when you see the super rich and the super poor, because and I'm not picking on Miami, I haven't been there, but I'm just across the world, and it's across the country, it's can't we balance it just a little bit to get people out of complete poverty? I mean, there's no excuse to me, in this land of plenty that we live in, there's no excuse for people to be living out of cars or on the streets or not having their basic needs. But that being said, I would still love to go to Miami sometime. That would be awesome. Hey, bud. I know. The dog is here. But that would be so cool. Yeah. I think he's going to go harass my husband now. That'll be good. Well, I guess one thing about Miami, you don't have to worry about snow. I have a friend of mine that sent me a picture from Virginia, of all places, and she said they had 13 inches. I can't believe it. And Amber says, I think the chat died. I don't know. I wouldn't say it died. It's slow though, but that's okay. I think I'm probably going to have to go here shortly, because usually my phone on a full charge when I'm using it, usually it gets about an hour and a half to just a few minutes over, and it's at just right at an hour and a half. So, yeah, the room did get quiet. And there goes my 1 minute low battery thing. So, how's that for timing? Well, let me thank everybody for having been here. I appreciate it. That you guys took the time to come out and chat. It's been cool. So, since my phone is about to die, I'm going to thank everybody for coming out. Encourage you to check with the live stream and meet each other. So, thank you all for watching big time. Thank you, Amber, for being the moderator, and everybody that came out. Amber, you're awesome. Glad to meet you, Kirkland. And you guys take care. And I'm going to go, and I will see you all out and about and online. Bye.